All right, welcome back to the channel. So, big fight date is here today. We are going to be talking about Deontay Wilder returning to the ring today against Joseph Parker. You also have several other big fights on that card, including Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin, and two fights headlining a card with a bunch of names on them, good names on it, for a hype fight that we hope to get to see. People have been asking me what my prediction was for the fight. I'm not going to give you a prediction for the fight, but I am going to tell you that do not sleep. There very well may be an upset coming in one of these two headline fights because they're both in there in what I consider to be tough fights. And there's a chance that either one of those dudes could lose. Probably not both because I don't like the math on that. But let's talk about specifically the Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua fight and why versus Joseph Parker, and why Joseph Parker could be a very tricky thing for Deontay Wilder. Let's do that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the heavyweight division. Deontay Wilder will be fighting Joseph Parker, and I started getting butterflies in my stomach several days ago about this because most people that are talking about this fight are just expecting a knockout out of Deontay Wilder over Joseph Parker, and I do believe that that is probably the most likely outcome, or a very, very high likelihood that could take place in this fight. However, that is not a foregone conclusion, and Deontay Wilder is most definitely in tough against Joseph Parker. And I'm going to tell you why I think that, and it is because Joseph Parker, first of all, he's a guy that is a very well-rounded fighter. He can do a lot of things in the ring. And the fact, by that I mean he's got fast hands. He can fight on the outside. He can fight on the inside. I don't think that he has a tremendously big puncher, but he has definitely enough to get your respect. If you look at the fight that he had with Dillian Whyte, he hurt Dillian Whyte, and I think he dropped him. I think in the 12th round of that fight, after having him dropped himself in the 9th round against Dillian Whyte. Obviously, he's lost some of the bigger fights that he's had, but like when he fought Anthony Joshua, I think that, man, there is a very good argument that he may have pulled that fight out, but just didn't get it on the scorecards. I think that he was the first guy, besides Vladimir Klitschko, who knocked down Anthony Joshua, to really show some weaknesses in the game, in the kind of robotic or slow feet of Anthony Joshua. I've seen him in some other really good fights, and so I just think that Joseph Parker is just an all-around a good fighter. He's been in there with a lot of very good fighters, and obviously he has some weaknesses to his situation, which could lead into him getting knocked out. The most important thing is that Joseph Parker leaves his hands low. He fights with his hands down by his side, and he really does rely, not all the way down by his sides, but maybe, here, he doesn't really fight in a high guard. When he's also, I think, susceptible to left hooks. He's also susceptible to right hands because he pulls back a good amount from the shots. So somebody that is as long and as tall as Deontay Wilder very well could catch him on the end of, the punches. And if Deontay Wilder does that, it definitely could be night for Joseph Parker. But if Joseph Parker is still able to, stay out of the way of that big hand, then, he has the ability to, maybe make it a tough fight, especially if he can get on the inside of Deontay Wilder, where Deontay Wilder is not as comfortable. The way that I predict the fight is going to happen is that Deontay Wilder can win the fight off of a jab and a straight right hand. and also I think one of the underrated punches for Deontay Wilder is the uppercut. So I think that he should be able to take advantage of those things. One of the things about Deontay Wilder, though, I think a lot of people are going to point out or have pointed out is his over the last 2 years, his relative, amount of, inactivity. He's only had one fight in the last 2 years, and that one fight was only one round against Robert Helenius. Robert Helenius, who is a very tall, long type of fighter. One interesting thing for me is that this is going to be the first time in 3 fights that Deontay Wilder's not fighting somebody that is not 6'9", is not 6'7", but fighting a guy that is, I think Joseph Parker is somewhere around 6'3". So Deontay Wilder definitely has a long reach on him. So, all in all, it's going to be interesting, but I would not go out and say that this is just some foregone conclusion that Deontay Wilder is going to knock him out. I think that that's the most likely outcome. I think also that Deontay Wilder can just win a decision against Joseph Parker, provided he's just throwing a jab out there, keeps landing the jab, keeps Joseph Parker, and tries to force Joseph Parker to continue to try to come in on him, and he can catch him coming in with something. A lot of times people make a mistake about Deontay Wilder and think Deontay's somebody that is going out there a lot of times just to walk you down. Deontay Wilder definitely is a very careful fighter, and will take his time and will definitely look for the shot to come, and is very good at setting up shots. And another thing I find interesting is when people talk about all Deontay Wilder has is a right hand. I mean, shoot, only thing that anybody has is 2 hands, and keeping away from somebody's right hand the entire fight, that's going to be kind of tough. So, but Deontay Wilder has to use his jab, and has to use his jab consistently. A real strong jab to keep and then prevent himself from getting countered off that jab. But all in all, I'm just really excited for it. I think that the last fight in it is obviously Anthony Joshua fighting Otto Wallin. I think that's also a tricky fight for Anthony Joshua because Otto Wallin is a southpaw. I'm not sure the last time that Anthony Joshua fought a southpaw, but Otto Wallin has also been in there with Tyson Fury and put in a good performance against Tyson Fury. So it's not going to be his first time. It's not going to be his first time, on the big stage. It's going to be, I think maybe it's his second time on the big stage. But all in all, man, I'm just really looking forward to it. And I certainly hope that both these guys get out there and win successfully and look spectacular in the fight, because I want to see the Deontay Wilder-Anthony Joshua fight after that. Honestly, man, I think that fight is more intriguing than the Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk fight, even though that fight, clearly has all the belts on the line. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.